Hello and welcome to the Open Corporates Guide to using the web portal to search for companies. Today we'll be covering the most effective ways to search for companies. This includes applying filters and understanding the type of information that you can uncover using the Open Corporates Web Portal. Firstly, we'll head to opencorporates.com and log into our account at the top right of the page. Enter your email and password to your account and select the Sign In button. Once logged in, you will be redirected back to the home page. Before we take a look at the company search, let's select the option Browse All Jurisdictions underneath the search bar. This will take you to the All Company Registers page, which lists all of the jurisdictions, the source register that we gather company information from, and also gives you a preview of the number of companies and officers we hold in any one jurisdiction. If you'd like to look at all of the companies we hold within a specific jurisdiction, click on the number of companies, and you can see the results available as shown on screen. In your day-to-day work, you might find yourself needing to manually verify or even investigate further into a particular legal entity. So let's head back to the Open Corporates homepage. If you know exactly in which jurisdiction the company is incorporated, then you can select the jurisdiction from the drop-down next to the search bar, which will allow you to perform a more targeted search. But if you're doing an investigation, then you may wish to throw the net wide and search a particular company name in all jurisdictions that we cover. This is what I will do in my search and use the company Britvic, a global drinks brand, which we'll use as our example for today. Once we hit the search button, you will see that we have found 74 results. By default, these are listed in alphabetical order. Underneath the search bar, you will see a checkbox for Exclude Inactive. If you click this and hit search again, the search results will only include active companies. This means you can restrict your search to companies that are still in operation. To the right of the Exclude Inactive checkbox, there is Advanced Options. If you click on this, you will see a drop-down that allows you to change the way the search operates. Firstly, there is the search mode. By default, this is set to match any word in the selected fields. These fields can be seen below in the Fields to Search section. This means that the search query will return results based on the company name, other names, company number, and other company numbers by default. You also have the option to enable searching by registered address and trademarks, should you wish. You can also change the search mode to match the name starting with the search query, which will only look at the company name. Looking further down at the advanced options, you also have the option to search on whether the results include branches, only return branches, or exclude branches. You can also filter on whether you want to include nonprofits, only look for nonprofits, or exclude them from search results. This means you can tailor your search to your investigation or entity verification needs. Finally, you can choose the way the results are sorted. By default, this is shown in alphabetical order, but you can change this to be sorted by incorporation date, either with the oldest incorporation or most recent incorporation first. That covers the advanced options of our search mechanics. Looking on the right-hand side of the search results, you will see you can filter down the results even further. You can filter results based on jurisdiction, so you can see how many entities are in each jurisdiction and can narrow the search down based on that. This is important as if you know where the entity you are looking for is incorporated. This filter allows you to be targeted in your search. In this example, I'm going to filter my results to the United Kingdom. You can also filter by data held, so you can filter based on entities that contain data such as account statements, branch relationships, identifiers, industry codes, and much more. This can be incredibly useful if you are looking to gather specific data from companies, meaning your results will only show companies that contain the type of data you are looking for. Additionally, you can filter by the company's current status, the specific company type, and also which industry code a company may operate under, which allows you to narrow down the search even further to match your search criteria. So that covers the basics of searching through our web portal. Now let's take a look at an example company and the type of data you can expect to see. I'm going to scroll down the results page a bit and focus our attention on the Britvic Soft Drinks Limited entity. Before we jump into the entity company page, it's worth noting that Open Corporates provides a small preview of information to help you identify the correct entity before looking further into a specific company page. Each search result will preview some core data that can enable you to select the correct legal entity by matching data attributes such as name, address, incorporation date, and dissolution date where available. Now, let's click on this entity to learn more about it. Before we dive into the company page, it's worth noting that the UK's Companies House data is the gold standard of what company data should look like. This means that the granularity and depth of data will vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction based on registries' filing requirements. Our knowledge base, which you can access on knowledge.opencorporates.com, provides granular information on the data held in each jurisdiction we cover. So if you'd like to understand what data is available in a particular jurisdiction, please take a look at the coverage overview section of our knowledge base. So, as you would expect, we hold basic information about this company, such as the company number, status, company type, registered address, and other information as you can see on the screen, which is necessary for entity verification use cases. On this entity, we provide the latest accounts date and the date an annual return was last made up. We also show the list of previous names the company operated under. This is particularly useful for investigations where a company might have changed its name, so you can get the full picture on the company's history. We also provide information about active and inactive officers or directors, as it is referred to in the UK. Each of these, where available, contains their position within the company and their start date. And for inactive officers, we also provide the end dates of their relationship with the company. We always provide a link to the registry page, which means you can go back to the source where we collected the information shown on OpenCorporates. Additionally, we have information on some financial transactions for this entity that we were able to collect from the registries. The preview is showing the first 10, but you can have a look at all of them by clicking on See All. Further down the page, you will see for this company, we also hold several company addresses which we refer to as non-registered addresses. These can give you additional insight into other addresses associated with this company, from addresses such as incident addresses as shown in this example, to mailing, headquarters, or trading addresses. All of which can help you build a bigger picture of information about a specific company. As this is a UK company, we also hold UK Health and Safety notices, UK Gazette notices, and the official register entry for the UK Data Protection Register entry, including the register ID. A bit further down, you will see we have information on the company's control statements. A control statement is a declaration by a company or entity about how it is controlled. A company may have multiple entities controlling it. Entities may be companies, people, or organizations, in which case there will be multiple statements of control, or may have no entity controlling it, in which case the statement can detail this fact together with the reasons. In this case, we can see under the statements of control by this company that UK Incorporation Britannia Soft Drinks Limited is the controlling entity of Britvic Soft Drinks Limited, that is, the company we are looking at. We can also see under the statement of control relating to this company that Britvic Soft Drinks Limited is the controlling entity of several other companies. You can see all of the statements of control relating to this company by clicking See All. These statements allow you to really understand the networks and ownership structures between companies and how they are associated with each other. On the right of each of these statements, you can click on Details to see the full statement. For example, if we click on Details on this statement, we can see that the controlling entity owns between 75% and 100% of the company shares. Going back to the company page, you can see we also hold a list of filings which are in chronological order. Under the title section, you can see the nature of the filing, and under the description section, you can gather more information about that particular filing. Similarly to the statements, you can click on Details to view the information contained in the filing. For this entity, we provide information on 254 filings. It is important to note that we do not store the documents relating to these filings, but we provide a link to the registry where they are hosted where available. Underneath the filings, you will see we have the identifiers section. In this case, we have two additional identifiers that can be used to help identify the company that you are looking for. Firstly, we have an LEI or Legal Entity Identifier. This is a 20-character alphanumeric code based on the ISO 17442 standard developed by the International Organization for Standardization. It connects to key reference information that enables clear and unique identification of legal entities participating in financial transactions. Each LEI contains information about an entity's ownership structure and thus answers the questions of who is who and who owns whom. Simply put, the publicly available LEI data pool can be regarded as a global directory, which greatly enhances transparency in the global marketplace. For more information, visit glyph.org. We also have the GB VAT number associated with this company. The VAT number is the tax number used within the UK. This can help verify the company's legal status and confirm that it is registered with the tax authorities. If we scroll down a bit further, we can see the parent companies associated with Britvic Soft Drinks Limited, which makes it a subsidiary company. A subsidiary is a company that is controlled by another company. Often the control is exerted via a majority shareholding, but can be via other mechanisms. It can also be exerted via shareholdings in other companies. When this happens, we call it an indirect subsidiary. In this case, we can see there are several parent companies for Britvic Soft Drinks Limited, one being PepsiCo Inc., incorporated in North Carolina in the US. We will touch back on this entity in a moment to compare the data held in the UK for this entity versus PepsiCo Inc. Finally, on this company page, we have the trademarks section, which contains information on trademarks owned by Britvic Soft Drinks Limited. In this example, we have many trademarks from varying registers, from the United States Patent and Trademark Office to the World Intellectual Property Organization. This information is useful to understand what brands are associated with this company and which trademarks the company has the right to use. So that covers the company information available for a UK company. Now I'd like to give you a quick comparison by jumping into the company page for PepsiCo Inc. So, as you can see for PepsiCo Inc., majority of the core information available is the same, such as the company number, incorporation date, company type, and registered address. Additionally, you will see that there are fields for agent name and agent address, as U.S. companies provide an individual or business entity designated to receive legal documents and official government communications on behalf of the company. The registered agent provides a verifiable and consistent point of contact for the company. Investigators can use this information to ensure they are reaching a legitimate representative of the company. Underneath the main details of the company, we have the list of filings associated with the company, and similarly to the UK entity, you can view all of the filings by clicking See All Filings. Further down, we have the company addresses, which in this example contain a head office address and a mailing address. We also show the branches associated with PepsiCo Inc. A branch company is an out-of-jurisdiction registration of a company. In the US, it is often referred to as a foreign corporation. In total, we have 67 records of branches for this entity. As with many of our other data points, you can click Details to get more information about the branch relationship. If we scroll down more, we can see the statements of control relating to this company. So we can see that the PepsiCo Inc. entity from North Carolina and the UK incorporation of PepsiCo Inc. controls a UK company called Hog and Field Limited Partnership. Again, this information is incredibly valuable to map out relationships between companies and understand ownership structures. Underneath the statements, we can see the identifiers section, which contains the LEI or legal entity identifier for PepsiCo Inc. Under the subsidiaries section, you can see there are over 10,000 subsidiaries relating to PepsiCo Inc. These companies are located all across the globe, which gives you the information to begin mapping out the full company network. We also hold information on the total shares available. We detail the number of shares available for each share class, which can be useful for helping to understand the ownership structure even further. Finally, we have the trademarks. In this case, we have just under 1,000 trademarks under PepsiCo Inc. Not only will this help you understand the associated brands, but assist in mapping out the company network even further. Hopefully, you found this video useful and now have a better understanding in how to use the OpenCorporates Web Portal to search for companies and the type of company information available. If you have any questions, please reach out to the customer success team. Thanks for watching!